Hey guys, today we have an OU battle against Sparky the Pikachu. So, let's begin. So I start off with my Skarmory to try and set up some rocks. And he's gonna start off with his Politoed. So that brings out the rain, which can be a problem for my Nidoking, who has Fire Blast, and because he has multiple water types. So he switches into his Jirachi, and I switch out. And I go into my Nidoking to get a Fire Blast off. So he goes for the Thunder and and it doesn't affect me. So he withdraws and goes into his Thundurus. So I use Fire Blast, and it does decently. And he goes for the Hidden Power, which I am fairly sure that was Hidden Power Psychic, or Ice. But I go for the Ice Speed because that's super effective, and I take out his Thundurus. So that's one down. So he sends out his Staryu, or Starmie, which I did not know that Starmie could learn Thunder. So I use my Nidoking as death fodder, and this Starmie is interesting. I am actually trying to set up one similar to it, similar moveset, but instead of Rapid Spin, it has Rapid Spin, Thunder, Ice Beam, and I believe it has Surf or Hydro Pump. I'm setting up mine with Surf for cover. I'm hoping to get Ice Beam, and I have Thunderbolt. So I go for the Giga Drain. So he is Black Sludge. So I switch, and I go into my Jirachi, because poison moves can't affect it. So he uses a substitute here, and my Jirachi, I believe, has Choice Scarf. So I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch, knowing that it will do good damage, and it's enough to take out his substitute, so that's good for me. So he goes for a Drain Punch, which does normal damage, so it gets me almost to halfway. Took out about 100. So he withdraws and goes into his Superstar, which is his Jirachi. And I go for the Ice Punch again, which does virtually nothing. I get the free attacks, but unluckily he has or not this one, it was a different battle. I switched into my Latios, hoping to get a Draco Meteor off, I believe. And he's frozen solid, which will be the death of this Jirachi. So he uses his leftovers here, and goes into a Draco Meteor, which isn't that effective. It did decently. So his Jirachi is still frozen solid. And I switch out, and I believe I go into my Terracoin, hoping to get something that'll kill this. And it stays soft frozen solid, which is good. So Terracoin uses close combat, and don't believe that kills him, or does it? Yes, it kills him. So now my Terracoin is -1 in both defenses. So he's going to go into his Lechi with Starmie. Again, really good Starmie. If you guys don't have one, you should pick one up. So I switch out and I go into my Latios. Forgetting that he has Ice Beam, but he goes for the Hydro Pump anyway. And I was fairly sure that I could outspeed this Starmie, and that Hydro Pump did a lot at that crit. So here he goes for the Ice Beam and takes out my Latios, which upset me because I wanted to get the Thunderbolt off. So again, really good Starmie. If you don't have one, pick one up. It's really good. It's really useful. And I think it's overall really, really good. So he goes for a Thunder here on my Skarmory. And I was hoping that this could tank it, but oh, it did. But I get the Parahacks, and I just go for a Drill Attack because it's the only move that I have on this, and it does decently. So he restores his leftovers, and I get mine. So he goes for the Ice Beam, which will take this out. And I sent out my Venusaur. I knew that he would have the Ice Beam, but he goes into his Toxicroak, and I use Giga Drain. Does virtually nothing. His dry skin gets X HP along with his Black Sludge. So I switch into my Jirachi here. I believe I go for the Iron Head. Drain Punch did a decent amount of damage to me. He goes for the Sucker Punch here, which takes me out. So I switch in my Terracoin, hoping to get something that'll take it out, and I get the Earthquake, which is good. I believe it takes it out. So I virtually one-hit his Toxicroak, which I don't see that many Toxicroaks in Wi-Fi battles. So he sends out his Giggity, his Quagmire. So I'm going to switch into my Venusaur, because I know that one Giga Drain and he's dead. So he goes for a Waterfall here, and it doesn't do that much to me. And either way, I'm going to get all the way back up to full health after this turn. So Venusaur uses Giga Drain, and I believe that one hits it. Even if Quagmire is fairly bulky, it has a quad weakness to grass. And it was a crit, so pretty much overkill there. So he's going to send out his Starmie, and I'm going to get the Giga Drain off this turn. He gets the Ice Beam off, which does a lot to me. It doesn't quite take me out. It's about more than half. Almost kills me on a crit, so I would have survived either way. And I get my Giga Drain off and take out his Starmie. And the Giga Drain will get me back up to my health. So now I believe he only has one more Pokemon left. and he goes into his Zethos with the Politoed. So I'm going to use Giga Drain here. Which does half of his damage needed to KO. And his Politoed goes for Ice Beam, which doesn't take me out, leaves me with a good amount of health. And I was surprised that that didn't KO me, considering it's super effective. And I was gonna say it's Stab, but Politoed's a water type. So I go for my Giga Drain, and I almost take it, leave it with 1 HP. So here I go for the Sludge Bomb, just because I know it's gonna... He goes for a Hypnosis and misses, so that's kind of funny. Hoping to get the final draw on me. I go for the Sludge Bomb just because I know that I don't need to overkill with the Giga Drain. Like, any move I would use would be overkill, but I just had to go for that. So that concludes this battle, and I'll be coming at you with another one tomorrow. See you later.